లక్షణాలు కనిపించకుండానే వ్యాప్తి చెందటం కరోనా వైరస్కు ఉన్న ప్రత్యేకమైన లక్షణం. మొదటి 2 వేవ్లలో ఇది చూశాం కూడా. ఇప్పుడు ఒమిక్రాన్ విషయంలోనూ అదే జరగనుందా? స్వల్ప లక్షణాలతోనే విస్తరించి ముప్పులా మారుతుందా? ఈ ప్రశ్నలకు సమాధానం ఇస్తున్నారు సీసీఎంబీ మాజీ డైరెక్టర్ డాక్టర్ రాకేష్ మిశ్రా. కరోనా ఎండమిక్ దశకు చేరుకుంటోందా అన్న అంశాన్ని వివరిస్తున్నారు. టెస్టింగ్, ట్రేసింగ్, ట్రీట్మెంట్ విధానాన్ని ఎంత పటిష్టంగా అమలు చేస్తే అంత త్వరగా ఈ సంక్షోభం నుంచి బయటపడగలమని అంటున్నారు డాక్టర్ రాకేష్ మిశ్రా.
As you mentioned, most of the people who are affected with Omicron are asymptomatic. Is this the positive sign or the negative one, sir?
So it is a positive, at least, that we will not need hospitalization, and for those people, so large number of people will not need oxygen or anything, so that is good. But the danger in this is that unknowingly we will be spreading. If we use the mask and assume that I may get infected, I may be already infected, and let me prevent the virus from going out from me or virus coming from somebody else to me. If we do that, then we are in this is a big advantage for us. But if you take this as an advantage and don't take any care, this asymptomatic is a hidden bomb. It may one day become symptomatic, acquire new mutations, become new variant, which is a killer. So that means we are growing, letting the enemy grow, and one day it will become dangerous for us.
So when the world is going to win this COVID, do we going to be helpless for this?
No, it's not helpless. See, we are already in control. If you take care properly yourself with mask, with vaccine, you can do everything normal. There is no problem. See, microbes are not, microbes rule this world. In your body, you are carrying more number of microbes than your own cells. But most of them are of no consequence. They just live and go. Some of them are useful for us. They help us in digestion. They help us in lots of science is emerging from them. But few of them are opportunistic. They are sitting there, and when we become weak, they become a problem. Or some of them are infectious, so when they come to our body, we fall sick. So we try to treat them out by some medicine and things and all. Right now, we are having this pandemic. So the large number of them are emerging, which resist antibiotic. We call antimicrobial resistance that is emerging. And that is like a big problem if it becomes beyond a point. Imagine the antibiotics are not working. So that is for bacterial thing, for not virus thing. We will be in a big trouble. So there is a war against microbes, and we have come this far. So which means we can manage them. But the virus is something in a way easier, because we know how it spreads. And it is outside, it cannot stay in a dormant state like spores, like fungus or bacteria. They can stay outside for a very long time, depending upon what kind of organism you are talking. Virus, if it is outside few hours or 1 day, 2 days, it's dead. It doesn't act as SARS-CoV-2. So if we wear mask, don't let it enter, there is no problem. Easier to control, but we have to control that. It's not that we are helpless. It's just that we have to be disciplined. If we are not disciplined, then we will suffer. Eventually, we will become immune, and the virus will become maybe milder and milder. But before we reach that, how much damage we go through, how much loss of life we go through is what is the crucial thing. And as a responsible citizen, we should be thinking about that, and that's what government is thinking, that how to reduce the damage.
The scientists are saying that virus may become gradually weaker and it become from pandemic to endemic. Can we think that the Omicron may be the starting point of the pandemic to endemic for the COVID?
In a way, you can interpret it that way, because it is more infectious and it's milder. Virus has to find a host, and then only it can survive. Otherwise, it will go. There is no selection advantage for this virus if it is more symptomatic or more dangerous in way. As long as it can infect people and stay. So we have, as I said, trillions of microbes. This will be one of them. So it's all right. It can hang around there. And so eventually that's what the evolutionary predictions will be, that it will become milder and milder, but remain infective and keep changing little bit so that our immune system is dodged like common cold. So each year we will get some cold, cough and all that and go. But that doesn't mean that we should wait for that to happen. We should be actively, if that happens over a long period of time, so that means we will not go through any wave or any disaster. If that happens very fast pace, then we'll go through a lot of damage, hospital stress, and so on. So we should take care from our side, and then our healthcare system is now more efficient, so we can defeat this virus.
So, what about the testing procedure that we are following? Because we are testing the international passengers who are coming from the at-risk countries, but there are so many other countries which were not mentioned as the at-risk. How can we test the people coming from the international airlines? Because there are so many people coming from the international flights, and only 2% of them are going for the testing.
This is where the virus wins, because it's question of logistic, how much you can test. So that's why you have to be strategic and testing more high-risk countries and less of low-risk countries, testing more who are unvaccinated and testing less who are vaccinated. All those are strategies and in a way compromise, because we can't test everybody. If you have to test, the ideal will be everybody is scanned, and then whoever is positive is asked to quarantine. That's the way to do it. But as you said rightly, there is a limit. We are focusing on international travelers. As we know, the virus is there in most countries. Already the 60 country odd are known. But because that is very reason, you cannot prevent variant from spreading. It's so simple, because you will know there is a variant only when it has spread. Before it has spread, how do you know? In the one individual where the variant originated, you will not know. That person be spreading in few, then that will be spreading to few more, and so on, and it will keep spreading. Particularly when if it is a milder symptom, then even longer it will spread. Then you will suddenly realize, oh, some new variant. And it's not only positive, you have to sequence. And very few are sequenced, right? Very few are first of tested all over the world. And among that, a subset is sequenced. So to find a new variant takes time. And there is no way that you find a variant at the very, very origin where it comes, unless you are so vigilant that suddenly notice expansion of cases and go and block everything there. But that is very, very rare thing to, we should try to do that. But most variant will escape any surveillance for some time. They will come under a scanner soon, but by then they have spread. So in India also, India is a very large country. So I think restricting travel, banning and focusing too much on that is not going to be of much of reward, because we are a very large country, and the airport is one way. We have other borders. People can use land route from other neighboring countries or sea routes, and there are many other things. And we also have a large number, like Delta can originate from within our place. So the strategy should be how to prevent the speed of infection, how to restrict this. That is what will kill the virus or make it endemic. So that is why I emphasize that whatever we can test, we should test, and then sequence and then isolate, and that we do, that will be helpful.
I just have a small doubt. Every international passenger who are traveling and before boarding, they are getting their negative report even before 72 hours. Then how come they are becoming positive after departing from the flights?
72 hours means 3 days, right? So you got your test done today and it come negative. Next day you went in a bar and you sat with the people and where everybody is shouting and without mask, and you got infected. Now it will take 3-4 days for symptom to kick in. By the time you landed in Mumbai, so it happens that way. That is one a screen, but that doesn't mean that you are not infected when you are boarding. Actually, if 3-4 days after the test you test again, then again it is negative, and in between you are not exposing yourself at all, then you can say that you are free. But otherwise, these tests give you that time window, what is your situation. if you went for a test and actually you had got infection that day, it will not show up as positive because virus is still building up. It will be, the CT value will be so high that it will come negative. But 2 days after you will be positive because now virus has set in, the viremia is stronger, and then so these are a indication, and sometimes tests have only 80% and so sensitivity. So 10-15% people may escape even if they have the virus. So all these are happening. That is why you keep testing and isolating, that will reduce. But the major responsibility, if individuals take the responsibility, the way we do everything else, the way we take breakfast, the way we take bath, the way we wear clothes, the same way if we use this as a part of our culture to defeat the virus, we can succeed with less trouble. But otherwise, there is no foolproof method.
Sir, finally, what the message to the people and the health officials regarding the testing, tracing, and treatment of the people, and moreover, not to get infected with the COVID?
Very important, and you raise that testing and tracing, because that is something which can give a big halt to the virus. Because if you have prevented one person from spreading, it is a big damage to the virus, because it went to spend its energy but didn't go any further beyond that person, and that person has blocked it. That's why we can actually win this war. We can defeat the virus if we don't let it go from whoever gets infected to anywhere else. It's just a matter of few days. And of course, the same way tracing. Once you have tested, then trace carefully whoever has been in contact, ask them to remain isolated few days. That's very important. And we have to keep the surveillance strong, which means keeps genome sequencing. So we know if the new variant is emerging, so we are prepared before the emergency comes, and we can preempt those things. So it's very clear that if we can test and isolate, trace, and prevent the big spreads of virus, prevent any super spread events, don't allow crowd, don't do any large gathering of any kind, and people who are coming and working, we have to continue working, because if we don't take care and we end up into a dysfunctionality, economy will suffer, and that will lead to more problems, especially to poor people. So if we keep doing our job in disciplined way, as I mentioned, government's job is, which they are doing, is the testing, following, tracking, sequencing, finding out, and then vaccination, putting the vaccine drives and doing that part. Citizens' part is that we wear the mask, follow the COVID appropriate behavior, don't crowd the place, don't go into crowded environment. If we do this, we can win. This war will be won by when people will join the battle, not we sit home and say government has to get rid of pandemic. Pandemic is social problem, and we have to bring social changes, which means mask culture till the virus becomes endemic and we are out of this.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
ఇవి ఒమిక్రాన్ వ్యాప్తి దాని తీవ్రతకు సంబంధించి డాక్టర్ రాకేష్ మిశ్రా చెప్తున్నటువంటి సెషన్. నమస్తే సార్.
ఓకే, నమస్కారం.